Hi, Kat Chancellor with Stamp Art Connection. Hey, are you ready to make a shaker card in the shape of a butterfly? I'm going to show you how. And we're going to be using a timeless texture stamp. We're going to be using the Watercolor Wings stamp and the bold butterfly framelits to cut our window for our shaker card. You're also going to need a piece of window sheet, and we're using all the dimensions that we used in our last shaker card. This is basically the same format. So you're going to have a piece of flamingo, flirty flamingo, and I think that one was 5.5 by 4.25. Then you're going to have your back base for your shaker card, and that's going to be 5.25 by 4. And then the piece that we're going to cut the window out of is going to be 5 by 3 3/4. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so I went ahead and took my Daffodil Delight, and it's not so much about the color with this card, is the technique that I'm going to show you on how to put one together. As soon as you understand the technique, you can use any color you want depending on what your desires are. But in putting together this card, you're going to need a big shot, and you're going to need this magnetic platform. Again, you put down your cutting plate, your paper, then your framelit, and then your top plate, and run that through your big shot. And it's going to give you a very crisp, clean cut with your framelit. Just beautiful, okay? And you're going to get this little guy here. You can see that what I have from the other one. So I'm going to save these because I can use these for another card. So I'm going to put those aside. Okay, so I'm going to move aside my platform. So now I have the window for my shaker card. What I'm going to do is I'm going to decorate the front of my shaker card, and I'm going to use those Fabulous Textures Timeless Textures stamp set, and I'm going to I'm going to use this neat one right here. I'm going to use my Daffodil Delight because I'm basically just going to do a tone-on-tone design. And I'm just going to stamp it around my butterfly. Like that. Okay? And I may want to put some just here on the corners. So there you go. There's the front of my card. And I'm changing it up a little bit from the original card, but I just kind of want to, I think this is going to be really nice. Okay. So now comes the tricky part, because we're going to stamp our butterfly image on this back piece that's going to go on the base card. To do that, we're going to need a thingamajig that Stampin' Up sells, and I'm going to show you how to use this. But what I need you to do is to line up your paper and put the white piece using the grid on your paper down, and take a piece of a Post-it note and just post that down. So now it's solid. Then you're going to take your yellow piece, and I'm going to put 2 Post-it notes just because I want to make sure this is on there pretty good. You're going to take your yellow front piece, and you're just going to kind of line it up the way you would want to put it on your card. You're going to take your stamping jig, and with your stamping jig, you're going to take the the vinyl piece, the imaging sheet, and you're going to lay it down and take the largest of your stamp that you've put on an acrylic block. And in this case, I didn't put my image in the center, but I put it more or less on the right corner. And there's a reason for that. Because when I stamp this on my thingamajig imaging sheet, I want to make sure that I have plenty of room so that when it covers my image, my stamping area, I'm going to be able to line it up cleanly. So I take my thingamajig, I lay it down, put my imaging sheet here in the corner, take the corner of my block, just slide it into and I stamp an image. Okay, so this went in this corner here, and then the corner of my block basically just stamped right there. You can see that, just stamped right there, okay? So now I'm going to take my image that I stamped on my imaging sheet, and I'm going to lay it over where I want it to stamp on my cardstock. And I have to also line it up with this yellow sheet, the top of my window. I'm going to hold that, and then I'm going to put my Stampin-A-Jig right along that edge, so now it holds my imaging sheet, okay? I'm going to pull out my yellow sheet, and that's where I want my image stamped. So now that I know that I want my image stamped right there, I'm going to hold on to my thingamajig, and I'm going to move my imaging sheet. I'm going to stamp up my image. Again, I'm going to just block it right there in the corner of my thingamajig, and I'm going to just press down. Okay, and that should be in the middle. Let's see how we did. Yep, perfect. Yep, it's in the middle. So I got a little splotchiness. I can live with that, or I can just restamp it. So there I go. I got a nice clean yellow image for my stamp. Now I'm done with my thingamajig because all I needed to do was to align my first image, and I've done that. So now I'm going to go with my other colors, and I think I'm going to use Peekaboo Peach. Oops, sorry, just knocked down all my Peekaboo Peach for the outside. Again, it's there, so now I'm just going to line up my image. There it is. Let me stand everything back up over here that fell over. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to take Flirty Flamingo with this stamp set. Clean that off. Let's see, how does that look? Oh, that looks pretty good. Okay, so now I've got to get my little body, and I have my little body right here for my butterfly. And I just want to lay this down because I kind of want to get an idea of where the top of my little butterfly body is. And it's right about there. So I'm going to use my early espresso. And I got kind of an idea of where it goes. So I'm just going to put my little body right there. Okay. And because I happen to have and he kind of went a little bit high, so I'm going to have to lower his head a little bit. Oh, I'm going to leave it. I'm just going to leave it. And what I want to do now is line this up, which is, you know, it's pretty close. And I'm going to take my two little antennae right here, and I'm going to put that right there on my sheet. So you see where I put my little antennae? Yeah. I'm going to line that up right there. Okay, so now we're done with our stamping. We have a very nice cover sheet. It's lined up, and I'll show you now that I can got everything stamped. See that? It lines up really nicely, okay? So now what I'm going to do is if I have a sentiment that I wanted to stamp, and go ahead and stamp it now, but I'm going to go ahead and start building my window. So you remember how we did this with the last one? I'm going to take some of my snail and I'm going to put it around my put my window sheet down. There we go, got my window sheet. So now I'm going to take a very long strip of my adhesive strips here. I'm going to use a long one. And I'm going to, okay, well, everything came off on that one. It wasn't really what I wanted it to do, but it did anyway. So I'm just going to go with it. So I'm just going to basically work this around. And because it's nice and long, I can bend it to my will as it comes around the butterfly wings as close to the edge as I can possibly manage. Working around. Boom. Okay. I'm going to get a little short piece here. And I'm going to finish. Okay. And I'm going to snip that end where I'm going to go kind of past it a little bit. So look, there we go. See, I use that. That's one whole piece, went all the way around, and then this is the little piece I used right there. And there's the front. There it is. Okay, so now I'm going to use my finger. I'm going to rub along the edge. Okay, rub it along the edge because I don't want to, kind of want to dull, take some of that stickiness away because I'm going to put my my sparkle in the middle. So, okay. So it's ready to go onto my sheet. But what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to take some glitter, stamping glitter, dazzling diamonds. And I'm very carefully going to pour a little bit, pour a little pile in this wing and a little pile in that wing, okay? There you go. See that? All right, close it up. And then I'm going to stand up. I'm going to line my card up. I'm going to press all these edges. Make sure I have very good adhesion. Okay. And then, voila, look at that. You've got a glitter shaker card. Look at that, isn't that gorgeous? And now we're going to put that on our top of our card with our snail. There you go. How about that? There it is. You've made a shaker card with a butterfly, beautiful glitter, and you can add a sentiment if you want. I kind of like this one. It's very monochromatic, but there you go. So it's the technique rather than the colors. You can always pick the colors that you want. I use a little bit more glitter in this one than this one, but I think this one gives just enough kind of prettiness there and sparkle to your card. So there you go. Kat Chancellor with Stamp Art Connection, a butterfly shaker card with beautiful dazzling diamonds glitter. I'll post everything that you need, and I hope you like it, and happy stamping.